You people are giving.
No, it is not
solution. Have you ever provided solution?
People will provide solution.
Have you ever provided solution?
If Tinubu
criticism without solution,
incompetent,
that means you are too young. You are too young for
age is just number.
Prior to election, before the
age is just a number.
You particularly, you are bitter that Atiku did not win the election.
I am bitter.
You are one of the Atiku's too.
On what basis?
You want to deny that?
The one that won the election. Tinubu that won the election. How far has it gone now? Tinubu that won. Tinubu that won the election now. Give him time. How many years?
Oh, yeah, go on. Give him
time. In the history of Nigeria,
take him off in Asoro.
Nigerians are not looting where. Nigerians are not looting where. Nigerians are not looting where. Every day.
What are you bringing on the table?
What should bring on the table?
What are you bringing on the table?
What are you not
hard enough? Are you not hard enough? You went to school.
To do what?
You went to school. You went to youth side. You did your youth service. And what are you bringing back to this table on the down?
What is Tinubu that?
At your age,
what is the president? What is the president doing? Mr.
Are you a content product? You are still complaining.
I am surprised.
You are making your money. You are still complaining.
I am surprised.
You guys are just blackmailers.
I am surprised.
You are just
I am surprised.
You have nothing to offer on the table.
You are following.
You are just criticizing
a government based on tribal. You are supporting Tinubu based on because Tinubu is a Yoruba man. And then you should stop all this tribal sentiment. For 1 year, Nigerians are not looting warehouse.
And we are saying the Yoruba president.
Nigerians are losing. Which stupid president? For the Yoruba president, Nigerians are looting warehouse to survive. And you are here saying.
Are you looting too?
Who?
Are you looting too?
I don't need to loot, but see, it's a general looting. It's a general looting warehouse. You queen giving us food. Is it not shame?
Why are you jobless?
You queen giving us food. You, how many jobs have you created? How much job have you created?
What are you putting on the table?
Yeah, are you working?
Even America.
Yeah, are you working?
American man with
creating job. How many jobs have you created? 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 You keep saying creating jobs. How many jobs have you created? It is only the government that will invest on.
Creating jobs.
How many jobs have you created? Not this woman. I mean you. How many jobs have you created? Leave this woman alone. How many jobs have you? You are here.
A graduate.
You should be.
Can't you create job for yourself?
You see, government under your government, Tinubu, Nigerians are begging for wheat.
Since now Obi no enter.
No be Obi. Na incompetency that they talk. Na incompetency that they talk. Obasanjo said it yesterday. He said,
who is Obaseki?
Who is Obaseki?
Do in state? Go and ask the Obaseki profile. A failure will always be.
1 year now, 1 year go this now. Cool down for how many years?
How many months has he spent on?
How many months?
How many months? Yeah.
9 months. Go to Abia State now.
Is Abia Nigeria?
That one I talk.
Is Abia Nigeria?
That one I talk. That one I talk. Tinubu has doomed. Tinubu has failed. Tinubu has failed Nigeria. You should go and sit down. Tinubu. Story. Mr. Kule, the same year, Abia governor as him office was the same day Tinubu has him office. But compare.
How many are there in Abia?
Is
it the power plant you are saying? Go to redeem there now. Go to redeem. That's their own power plant. So don't tell me say it's a magic or anything.
Mr. Sake.
Ordinary church has a power plant that electrifies the whole acres of
Tinubu has failed. The forget story.
The whole redeem is bigger than Abia. The whole redeem.
There is no two way. There is no two way about it.
The whole redeem camp is bigger than Abia.
There is no two about it.
They have their own power generation.
There is no two about it.
What are you saying that
Tinubu has failed. Tinubu is so clueless.
9 months.
Yes.
That means you have a trade and you are too.
What one is a trade? A government that other 9 months Nigeria cannot field.
Do you vote for him?
I don't need to vote for him now. Must I vote for him? Tinubu has failed. That is what I want to know.
Voted for him.
So those are
you, they do your own,
you that voted for him.
Hatred, they go.
It is not about hatred.
If you guys go too far, they will clamp down on you guys.
Clamp down who?
Because you are inciting.
100 of Tinubu cannot do that. 100 of Tinubu cannot do that.
You are inciting people.
I'm on the platform. Nobody will clamp down on anybody. Nigeria belongs to everybody.
Nigeria belongs to
Tinubu. Tinubu should resign.
What solution have you applied? Have you sent down to the president? You ask what's the solution. You yourself now, you say Agbero economy.
Yes, that's Agbero economy.
If they come around and they will look at you as Agbero.
Is Tinubu not only Agbero economy?
You are one of the Agbero.
Is Tinubu not only Agbero economy?
Like Agbero, yes.
Yes, now.
Okay, what's the solution? What's the solution? The solution is the trade we rejected, the job we rejected, which is farming. We all have to go back to the farm and start farming. An average Ukrainian man, an average American man, imbibe on farming. But you now, you want a white collar job by all means. You want the food to be coming from manna from heaven, Abi. You stay there long.
In 2015, did you join Anu Jonathan?
Don't reverse us back.
Did you join Anu Jonathan?
Don't reverse us back.
Same Mr. Kule condemned Jonathan. The same you now, you are finishing Tinubu too. The same you too now. Tinubu is stealing money. Tinubu has failed. See, give Tinubu 100 years. Tinubu will not perform anything. Give Tinubu 2 billion years. Tinubu will not do anything. So, I'm not surprised.
It's the 5th of March 2024. We're saying good morning to you on another edition of Bystanders at News 10. Of course, from the north to the east, west, south, everyone talking about Flip TV's Bystanders at News 10, anchored by Mike Adekule. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining us on today's edition of this program. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. We are streaming live on Facebook. You can join us on Facebook. We're streaming live on the sister channel, Flip TV Plus. You can join us on Flip TV Plus. And of course, you can subscribe on that channel, Flip TV Plus, the sister channel of Flip TV. You can subscribe on the channel to comment, to also contribute on the program. Really appreciate you all for extending hands of love to us. Really appreciate you for staying glued to Flip TV. We appreciate you for sharing our videos. We appreciate you for loving us. Very, 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 very big thank you to everyone on the platform. All right, today's edition of this program, we have Nigerian Tribune, the Vanguard, and the Punch newspaper. What do we have on the front page of the Punch newspaper? Still on looting in the country. Still on looting because that's the food crisis we are currently facing. Food crisis, OPS warns of shutdown as hoodlums lose more trucks. That's the organized private sector warns of shutdown as hoodlums loot more trucks. Building material spaghetti trucks attacked in Ogun, Kaduna, 15 arrested in Abuja. Of course, over the weekend, some Nigerians looted food items in some warehouses in Abuja. And we have it here again this morning that in Ogun State, building materials spaghetti trucks were attacked in Ogun State. This as a result of the hunger in the land. Of course, Nigerians are hungry. We all know that, and nobody wants to die of hunger. The alternative means is what Nigerians are looking for, and looting, they think, or they believe, is the alternative means. Federal government condemns warehouse looting. Kanu store evacuates warehouse states to get free grains. To the next one, Dangote names refinery road after Wigwe, that's the founder of Access Bank, the late founder of Access Bank. Wigwe, Dangote names refinery road after Wigwe. To the next one, we have approach Zimbabwe for solution to inflation. Obasanjo tells federal government. Approach Zimbabwe for solution to inflation. Obasanjo tells federal government. Isn't this ridiculous? Approaching Zimbabwe for solution to inflation in Nigeria. Is this not downgrading to the nation? Talking about the giants of Africa, Nigeria. To the next one, Nigerian Tribune, Obaseki warns of tougher times ahead. Says Nigeria must focus on production, not consumption. Nigeria should focus on production and not consumption. Let us graduate from that production, from that consumption level to production. Productivity is what we want in Nigeria. So let us encourage local production. That's what we need at this point in time. Discourage dollarization of economy. That's what Obaseki, the governor of Edo State, is saying. Discourage dollarization of economy. Nigeria should focus more on production. Obaseki wants. On to the next one. Luti, FCTA to establish police posts in warehouses. FCTA to establish police posts in warehouses. Federal government to begin distribution of grains nationwide. Federal government of Nigeria to begin distribution of grains nationwide. Nigeria's future was sold under last administration. That's what Plateau governor has said on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And you can see this story on page 5 of this paper. Ukraine's grain donation to Nigeria disheartening. That's the presidential candidates of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election. Peter Obi saying this: Ukraine's grain donation to Nigeria disheartening. Said it's a national disgrace to a country like this, soliciting help from Ukraine that is currently facing serious challenges. Of course, we all know that there is war ongoing in Ukraine, and Nigeria is still seeking help from that country. Oyo health workers begin 7-day strike. Oyo health workers begin 7-day strike. Akeredolu's wife knees at loggerheads over support for Aye Datua. Let me quickly move down to the Vanguard newspaper and see what's on its front page. The Vanguard newspaper, the newsstand this morning. Corporate Nigeria shuts down Lagos for Wigwe. Of course, the governor of Lagos State was there. That's Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Dangote, and some other dignitaries were there to pay tribute to the late founder of Access Bank, Wigwe. Corporate Nigeria shuts down Lagos for Wigwe. Why seems previously linked to Nin Webert, says NCC. You can get this story on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Now, so the pictures we have on the front page of this paper in honor of late Albert Wigwe. What do we have here? From left, Mr. Olayemi Kadoso, that's the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria. Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, governor Lagos State. Mr. Aigboje Imokwede, chairman Coronation Capital, his wife, Ofovwe Tochi Wigwe, daughter of late Albert Wigwe, David Wigwe, son, and Anna Wigwe, daughter, during celebrating professional excellence in honor of late Albert Wigwe in Lagos yesterday. All right. We have other stories here, and we'll have to read them to the viewers for them to know what is really going on in the country. Kunle and David, you were at loggerhead this morning where I don't know what really transpired between both of you, but you just need to settle it We all know that the country is not at peace, but
we are brothers, right? We are brothers.
Yeah, I know.
David,
I know, but you just need to
conversation.
You heard.
We are brothers. He's
Yeah.
a good brother of mine. We
Yeah.
stay around same location.
Location. Yeah, wow. That's a very good one. Thank you so much. Okay, we have our reviewers here to dissect issues we thought this morning. Of course, it's by standards at News 10, your number one super review program on Flip TV. Our viewers are watching currently. We say thank you to every one of them watching us on this platform. Please, on the comment section, let's respect each other. Our views are very, very important. We need to respect each other's opinion. Very, very, very important. And to the reviewers, please let us maintain decorum. Very, very important as well. Thank you so much, Kole. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Mr. Mike with the mic. And I think the ball is in your court to caution or to block any hate speech, and thank God for, thank God for the remodel and the renewing hope of Flip TV, because it took a while for you to start applying, to deliberate on that. And I know because you are just being equal with everybody on the platform, but there must be decorum, actually. And we've heard that message loud and clear. Good morning, Mama Jane Hogan, the Mama Africa. I greet you, Jane, anywhere you are. A strong woman indeed. Professor, I greet Mr. Odunlade, Ogunjimi from Belgium. I greet every one of you. God bless you all. God bless your work, and we are here for you as you are there for us.
All right, welcome on board. Again, looting still continues in the country. Looting everywhere. Nigerians taken to the streets, moving to warehouses to loot, just because of the challenges we are presently facing. Hunger is a disease, and I hope the government is responsive enough on this aspect. How do you feel as a Nigerian, seeing your fellow Nigerians going to the streets, going to warehouses to loot, to get food, to eat?
That's to show how deep poverty is in the country, and the poverty that has been piling up upon the youth. And I think it was President Obasanjo that was saying, by the time we don't take care of youth, if you neglected the youth and the youths, come out with their actions, we will regret it. Then that the youth of Nigeria has been abandoned for long. And likewise, the youth of Nigeria has been docile for long. And I have to just say this. I went through that route too, that I ended up saying, what is Nigerian providing for me? Instead of what am I providing for Nigeria? Because as it is, I've never seen any youth right from my childhood age that pray for Nigeria. I've never seen. It's all about complain. A country, you are derogatory. The country, it's going to backfire on even, and if it backfire, it's going to backfire on you too. And I have to say it loud and clear. Pardon me if I'm wrong, Nigerian youth are lazy thinking. I have to tell you, it's not about what you are bringing on the table. It's what you can grab. And I tell you, as it is now, youth doesn't believe that they are the future of tomorrow. Because if they believe they are the future of tomorrow, they will have been preparing that. And a lot of engagement will have been going on against all these governments. And I do that a lot. I was boxed out in one office, a government office, one day, because I was challenging a political appointee. That why the power that is being bestowed on you is even more than you are just a political appointee. I don't even know. He has to bundle me out and reported me to the admin manager. They now, have to call me a rascal. That I'm a rascal, sort of things. But I make sure I send my message. But how many the youth are docile? They neglected the governance for a while, and that is what is backfiring on them now. And what I mean by docile, nothing, and they forget that the democracy is all about government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Who are the government? We are the government. Problem on ground. It's just like your father didn't send you to school and say, oh, because your father is not sending you to, they didn't send you to school, so you have to be deformed. It's uncalled for. With what the damages the government are doing is there, definitely. Successive governments. Because these are the governments that instead of engaging the youth, providing jobs for the youth, they keep sharing money, political campaign, they share money, they keep sharing, donating money for the youth. And how long will you give? Don't give people fish. Teach people how to fish. That was why I told my uncle that we became a bitter enemy in the US. He stays in Baltimore. The man is 90 years old now. He's incapacitated now. And he cannot fly. They said it's flight risk. But when you were young, we've been saying, how many people have you helped? How many people have you teach how to fish? Not giving fish every time. Not giving fish. Come home, burial, do this, But they send you to America. How many people have you replaced there? That's the problem. And I was so vocal there. I said, okay, if it is the money, please don't bother about giving, because since there's nobody that you want to teach how to fish, those one will have been helping out. An old man of 90 years now, he cannot, they said it's a flight risk in Baltimore. So what are we now saying? The youth are docile. We are too docile. And the docility in us is what brought us to where we are today.
Isn't it concerning that a country like Nigeria is receiving food assistance from a war-torn country like Ukraine? You can see the Labour presidential candidate, I'm talking the Labour Party presidential candidate, which will be blasting the federal government over this act.
I think Obi should just stay away from this. What's it called? Advice, or what's it always say? It's part of all this. What farm did Obi have to augment the problem on ground? What farm? What does it bring on the table to augment the problem? It's a collective thing. It's not like the blaming game now. It's not like blaming game. Obi should go and sit down. Sorry to say that. And I don't need to be sorry, because that's my opinion. Obi should go and sit down. What is Obi bringing on the table? What is he bringing on the table? What productivities is he bringing on the table? Tell me, his farm, he will have been the one to, pushing the effect with the grains, with the, what's it called? The Ukraine is sending to us. And Ukraine is the highest supplier, highest producer of grains, wheat, of wheat. So, and that is what even the Russians are trying to turn them on. That once they cannot export their wheat, they will become more, flexible to attack. So I don't blame Ukraine. It's just a humanitarian, gesture to them, because if you don't know what to do and Ukraine is telling you what to do, how many of us are going to fight? And I can tell you categorically, for free, the kind of job that is in process now, that is people are embarking on now. Majority of the job are in Ogun State now, because that Ogun State is developing rapidly. All those Shimawa area. This morning now you see bricklayer, you see Tyler, you see heading towards that area. If not that Ogun State, that somebody came here and starts pouring dirty statement about what he doesn't know. Ogun State is the most industrialized state in Nigeria.
The governor has been awarded the best.
Forget about what you said about Ogun State. When you enter internal, you will know Ogun State is the most industrial state in Nigeria. As per capita income, is one of the first 4 in Nigeria. When you pick Lagos, you pick Port Harcourt, you pick Delta, you pick Ogun State, you pick what's it called? I say Oyo State. Yeah, Oyo State. Thank you very much. So none of the southwest states fall into the poorest of the poor states. The poorest state in Nigeria now is Sokoto. Sokoto. So people that don't have classified information that will just come and start dishing out, fake and what's it called, news. I mean, we should fact check what we're saying so that we won't mislead people.
All right, on the comment section, we have is a Chima saying that since 1960, that you have been saying God bless Nigeria, where is the blessings? Brother, what you are getting is curses. Doesn't that tell you that your prayers are fertile, wasted prayers?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Those are the elements. The element that believes Nigeria, that God is not blessing Nigeria, they're just there. And you borrow a leaf from the just concluded AFCON nations, and you borrow a leaf from our national team that represented them. They still believe in Nigeria, and the extent of believing in Nigeria was the one that was that extent that pushed them to that final. And they tried their best to even lift the cup, to know that there's still good thing that can come from them, or they can add up to Nigeria. So you that you are sitting on the fence, say nothing good can come from Nigeria, keep doing it. The country will keep going low, and you keep complaining, because once you don't believe in the country, and you keep costing the country, you say, as they say in the palace way, that an average American, once they wake up, their only prayer is God bless America. How many of us wake up in a day and say God bless Nigeria? Because if God ended up blessing Nigeria, you'll be blessed. Likewise, the citizen will be blessed. And the same American people that they are engaged they engage their leaders, but we are docile. I want to sit on the fence and still thinking of that more miracle will happen from nowhere, especially youth. I mean, I'm so sorry about what is going on with our youth nowadays.
On the docility you're talking about, I think that someone is trying to create that impression here. The person is Chima, saying that the youth are not docile. Rather, some Nigerians are docile, including you, that is supporting the government. That's what Chima stated here.
Is he trying to throw a jab at me again? This what you said is Udeze should not be doing. And Udeze, I have to correct him. Anywhere he is,
he said he's just trying to say
it's not on ground. It's not on ground. Where is Udeze now? Is Udeze among us in Nigeria here? Is he witnessing what we are facing in Nigeria? And this kind Udeze is the one that is encouraging the youth to be docile. And I can say it categorically, because he got nothing to offer them. He has nothing. He has not come home to create job. How many youth has he impacted on? How many youth has Udeze impacted on? We know some diaspora that come in, creates employment for the youth. What is his own stake in helping the youth out? And you just want to sit on the fence. In Italy you have, and you be condemning without adding up anything. If you are sending stipend, what has 10,000, 5,000 to be shared among 5 people? What impact has it? What investment does it have that will help some of the youth? That okay, let me manage this place, let me manage this place, and you will take the children, and you take the youth off the streets.
But it goes a long way.
You say what?
It goes a long way.
What goes a long way? But that's not the solution from his own side. As he's saying now, that's what's it called? That is objecting what I'm saying now, and I'm sending it back to him.
Okay.
Me, I don't need his money. I don't. If you can't teach me how to fish, don't give me fish. That's for Udeze, I'll say. The youth you are giving fish, has he taken them anywhere? And you are a diaspora man. Nevertheless, if your well-being is okay there, you ought to give back to the society by, okay, this is the job I have for you. I do that. I can bear me witness. In my area where I stay, if I have little and somebody comes to me and give me this thing, before I give, I'll say, come, what do you do? What job do you do? If you're a carpenter, if you're this thing, I'm a real estate man. I can connect you to somebody that needs your job. And I've done it to 3 or 4 people, and they come back to me and give me that. I say, don't thank me. It's a normal thing. We need to help ourselves. But sitting on the fence, I start complaining, this, that. I do little I ought to do. Like, nevertheless, I'm in need to. But the little way I can help my brother, they say, be your brother's keeper. How many Nigerians are their brother's keeper? How many? Do you love ourselves? And you are not saying Ukraine. Don't you have billionaires that can supply those grains, those, what's it called? Wheat. Don't you have billionaires in Nigeria? They are sitting folks. And somebody from outside donated that, and you are still condemning. It's a shame for Ukraine donating. Where are your billionaires? Selfish billionaires. Self-centered billionaires.
Okay, Obi hails Obasanjo as at 87. Obasanjo is now 8.
That's been happening in this country. You call all your past leaders that you ruled, govern this country together on a round table, that what can we give back to this country? All of you are made already. All of you enjoy this country. All of you went to school, a free school. All of you went to, what's it called, free education. You attended free education schools. What are you give before your demise? What can you people give back to the youth? At it, this is your take-home gift from us, we elders. Because what you need now is help. The youth need help. You need to create jobs. We need to create jobs for the youth. And idle mind is a devil workshop. And that is what we are saying now. Looting all the grains store all around, looting everywhere. And mind you, there was a California riot one time too, that they went into shops and start looting, all. So that is what you see, the result of what you see when the youth are being neglected and the youth that's supposed to be taken care of. And you ask all our leaders, how many jobs are they created? We are not talking of hotel jobs, or we are not talking of event center jobs. How many jobs have they created for the youth? How many? All the candidates, both the presidential candidate, how many? And are they really productive? Are they not importing the goods they are selling? Are they producing the goods they are selling? Is it Mikano that is you want to say is productive? Is it Mikano that is Syrian? They are just snatching our money out of Nigeria. And we knew who owns Mikano. We know the owner of Mikano. And the same people that will still keep complaining,
Right,
you have
so
to do this.
because of our time.
See, we are fooling ourselves in this country until we stop fooling before we can get things right. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
So David, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Mr. Michael Adekunle.
You're welcome on board.
A very wonderful morning to you and to the viewers.
All right, like Renan Mokri said, looting is a daily occurrence in some parts of London. And as we speak, it's still happening. In Nigeria, looting is now a trend. So what happened yesterday in Ogun State. So what happened over the weekend in Abuja, where some Nigerians, which news see as, or the media see as hoodlums. I can't call them hoodlums. They are Nigerians and they are hungry. I get me now. Mokri said it, that it's a daily occurrence, even in some parts of the world, not just in Nigeria, but a situation whereby people feel they are not comfortable with a particular situation and they move out to get something for themselves. They get something to eat. They're not even stealing meat. What they are stealing is grains, noodles and all of that. David, how do you feel about this?
Thank you, Mr. Michael Adekunle. First and foremost, I'll say it's a very worrisome situation, and it shows irresponsibility of the government to put things into check. Nigeria has not gotten to this stage. I have not seen Nigeria to this stage whereby Nigerians will resort to go to the extreme of stealing, of what, looting warehouses. What Nigerians are now doing is that to look for any warehouse where there's food, to break it, just to loot. Now, whose fault is that? That is the fault of the government, because the government on their own have failed the people. I listened to what Mr. Kule was saying. He was saying private investors should come and invest. Fine, it's a welcome development. Even throw banter to Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike.
Obi said it's a national disgrace.
It's a show of shame.
Show of shame.
Sure. It is high time Nigerian government.
Getting wheat from the land.
Of grains. But the issue is now, the context is that getting food from a country who is at war. It shows this is a country that have budgeted, that have foreseen the future, that can withstand any form of hunger in the land. 25,000 tons. Now imagine if Nigeria is at war, or already we are at war. Hunger, yes, you don't need to start killing ourselves. Hunger is also a form of war. Eh? We are not even at war yet. We are begging food from Ukraine. If we are not at war, that means we'll be eating ourselves. Eh? The government forgets now. It is not about saying. Implement your policies. Give loan to those who are ready to go into mechanized farming, not just subsistence farming. No, you mean mechanized farming. Tinubu, see, Mr. Michael, Tinubu is a very lawless. He's a very clueless president. Give him 2 billion years. Yes, Tinubu is clueless. This is in the history of Nigeria. Nigeria they beg food. Nigeria now, our slogan is now this month. Everywhere to see loot.
Yes, that's what is trending.
That is the slogan. Everywhere to see loot. Loot it. That is what of course. Hashtag loot. Papa wey say pikin no go sleep. He said no go sleep.
Nwerem Chimezie is saying that Emilokan àwọn it is our turn. Okay, Emilokan àwọn it is our turn. Shame on you guys. You only know how to sell drugs.
I am not even saying drugs. Even the drugs.
That's mockery. You know, it's mocking.
No, even the drugs now.
It's mocking
now
people that voted Tinubu.
Sir, hello sir. You cannot fall sick now and beat your chest to go to hospital or clinic. You go to fear. You go look for a take or one concoction tea because of the present situation of the land. Now, one thing is, Obi has told him that, sir, Mr. President, if I was the president, no more amount, he cannot approach Ukraine for grains. It shows the kind of president we have. Now, it is now time for us to know about tribal sentiment does not work. You let us vote for competent candidates. I was telling a man in my street. The man said this morning, he said 2027, he said he will not vote for Tinubu. And I asked him why. He said because his wife likes to sell rice before. She's no longer making gains. Market is no longer moving. That was the reason he gave. So now every Nigerian should have sense that now it is let us vote for a competent leader. A competent one. Not just see, Tinubu told us, he said, Emilokan. He did not say, I am coming to fix Nigeria. That statement shows he is coming to Nigeria to make us beg for food.
But many Nigerians that voted for Tinubu see him as a competent leader before voting him.
See him as what?
A competent leader before voting him.
No. Majority of them voted him based on tribal sentiments. And now, majority of them voted him because they said he built Lagos. That is what APC online
sold to Nigerians, right?
Influencers told Nigerians. Now that it's now time for him to build Nigeria, cement don't cost. I'll leave it with that.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, you're ready for him? Okay. Yeah, how are you doing?
Good morning.
Yeah, on the comment section we have while other countries are giving Ukraine aid in their war crisis, Nigeria, the so-called giant of Africa, is is begging for grain from Ukraine to Fiakwa. You understand what to Fiakwa means? About 25,000.
Alo, to Fiakwa means alo.
God forbid.
Yes, God forbid. Taboo.
Taboo.
Yes, that's what it means.
About 25,000 tons of wheat, given to the country, Nigeria, just to cushion the effects of this hunger, just to crash down this hunger crisis in the country. And Obi, the opposition, of course, Obi is on the opposition side, has said that this is a national disgrace to the country, and this is downgrading, especially a country like Nigeria, the giant of Africa.
Okay, let us maybe move a bit from...
Obaseki said what we should be doing is to encourage local production. We should move from the states of consumption to production.
That has been the slogan. Nigerians discovered that slogan pre-2023 general election, that the only way to move out, apart from the structural defects of Nigeria, that when we're talking about restructuring, but in terms of what leadership, to drive a certain these things to a point where people will feel that they are being led, is another question. What is happening now is that Nigeria has entered emergency mode. For a country that is at war, to deem it fit to extend that kind of hand to Nigeria in that regard. My brother, for me, it's a call for national prayers and solution. It is a call. It's a call for genuine leadership. It's a call for national cohesion. It's a call for all the leaders to sit down and, of course, come out and apologize to Nigerians for having failed them for 104 years of existence. Bros, it's a big slap for Ukraine at this point in time, for Nigeria to even accept that. Bros, let me tell you, at the end of the day, the funniest thing is this: the looting. These graves you are talking about might be diverted. Why? Once you enter Nigerian territorial waters, don't be surprised that it will be hijacked or diverted.
There's another issue.
Bro, that is the trend. That is how Nigeria, that's the factor. When you talk about Nigeria, that's the factor. You understand? But what we are saying is that how competent are we to be able to confront these things, face to face, and say, this is where we are heading, this is the policy direction, this is what we tend to achieve with this, this is the time frame. Then we push. But what we are seeing is that somebody came in, took Nigeria to the economic lab, and there they have been experimenting whether it will go front or it will go back. And that is what is happening. Fortunately or unfortunately, the governor, when we say it here, it looks as if, we are not trying to add to what government is trying to do. You understand? I don't know. The governor of Edo State said, consumption, production. At the end of the day, if you didn't do those things, we still fall back to square one. My brother, what is wrong with Nigeria having light 24 hours? Why are these things? See, you see this cosmetic nature you are seeing on daily, whether they are trying to legislate on this or on the manufacturing sector, they are just legislate on foreign investment, they are trying to legislate on whatever sector they are legislating. It still boils down to, why is this thing not working? Why is it that these things are not working in Nigeria? Why? Can't they declare emergency on one sector? Make one sector. Bros, if it's agriculture you want to focus, leave us focus on agriculture.
Once and for all.
So make sure that this leadership of 8 years is going to deal with anything that has to do with agriculture once and for all. For a lifetime, Nigeria is not going to revisit anything that has to do with agriculture. If it is electricity, face it, that this administration wants to solve, Nigeria will never go back to the issue of electricity again. Solve it.
Let's start from there.
That is how it should be. We shouldn't be experiencing all this kind of thing. So where are you going to start? Obaseki that he's talking about now, where is the government going to start? Are we seeing those signs? The indices pointing that we are going to sit back, call a stakeholders conference on this sector. Let us, Nigerians, it's okay. Let us start from this first. Solve that issue. Like what happened in Aba. Solve electricity first. The investors are going to run away. There is end up enslaving Nigerians.
Some people don't see it as a big deal. Like we have it because me saying, what's the big deal about Ukraine giving Nigeria grace? What's the big deal?
Let me tell you something. You might not see it from that angle. That a nation that is at war is extending such kind gesture, a nation, but to us, from the global view, how will people look at it? It means that the leadership is not working. That people are busy, busting silos in all the 36 states, hijacking, flagging down, attacking trucks suspected to be carrying rice, busting warehouses from the top through window doors. What does that point? What does that mean? It means that Nigeria is gradually moving from the stage of hunger to the stage of fury. And when it gets to that level, where everybody is angry, it has transformed to national fury. Bros, somebody will not be there and say, I'll be asking what is the big deal. It is a big deal because we do not, at this point, want to take something from a nation who has been under bombardment, or from a nation whose bad leadership has thrown the citizens to the dustbin.
There are certain persons that believe Nigeria cannot work. Like we have it on the comment section, Kambadi saying that Nigeria can never have light because the system was designed not to have light.
Bros, you know what I'll tell you? It's not far from the truth.
Yeah.
We've been saying it. Bros, tell me one sector. No, you, Michael Adekule. Tell me one sector of the economy in Nigeria that is working perfectly. Is it the government? Somebody has it has been discovered that 44 billion is missing. 44 billion is just missing in one ministry. Somebody is sitting on it. 44 billion is missing. Tell me the sector that is working. Is it the leadership that is working in Nigeria? Is it the Senate that is working in Nigeria? Is it the House of Rep that is working in Nigeria? Is it the aviation industry that is working? Is it the housing sector? Powers? Which one that is working? Bro, that is the problem we're talking about. And the urgency we need, I've told you that it has at the emergency level. And if there's no emergency approach, action to cushion this effect, which is, immediate restructuring of Nigeria, immediately. Or look at all the sectors and look at the one that is more critical, which is electricity. Solve it. Then you begin to, that's why Obaseki is telling them.
But Chinedu, come to think of it, there are areas enjoying at least 20 hours of power supply in Nigeria, especially in Lagos. I'm saying Nigeria. Go to Ahmadiyya, you know Ahmadiyya?
Ahmadiyya enjoys very close to Kola.
Yes, 22, 23 hours of electricity. What's happening to other parts of Lagos State? General, Ahmadiyya, AIT Road. You know AIT in Kola. So what's happening to other parts?
I've once stayed in Kola. AIT. Inside. When they take life within that environment, it affects AIT, and they will blow it on the air. That's the truth. They blow it immediately. They have taken light. There's no light. What they call? Then they have to give them that privilege.
What of General and Ahmadiyya?
That's what I'm telling you. My brother, look inwards. maybe there is somebody who is of a status that is within that area, that whose influence, makes it very possible for them to have life. But bros, we are not going to look at all these kind of,
but extending it to other parts
of the country, making it a national pride.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Making it a national pride. In fact,
Shouldn't be limited to a particular area.
When you solve the issue of light, the government is talking about. That's why a lot of people are becoming suspicious about Tinubu's policies, that it is definitely going to fail, because what would have given it life support in terms of infrastructure, light, and all the rest is no longer there. And you still come back, you want to tax expatriates that want to come into Nigeria. Bros, what is wrong with these people? Go and check out what he said, the levy, the expatriate levy bill or whatever. I don't know how they want to structure it. You pay for coming inside the country, you pay for drinking water, you pay. At the end of the day, the expatriate would have paid half of his lifetime. And you want that such person to come and establish company in Nigeria? That is not the best thing to do. I hope that things gets better. Thank you.
Obasanjo at 87.
Yes, I read it. I was surprised to see Peter. Chris Oyakilome of Christ Embassy here. He was president. Of course, he was the one that led the church service. Well, a man, so as standing as Obasanjo, there's a reason why God has kept him. So that he sit down and look at. You know why Obasanjo wanted Peter to be president? There's a reason. You understand? Obasanjo, during his era, from military, it was handed over to him. He was able to build Nigeria from that scratch without blaming anybody. And he saw such qualities in Obi. And he said, Nigerians, this is your president. Unfortunately, Mahmoud did his best.
And don't forget that Obasanjo was also present at Chris Oyakilome's birthday last year.
Oh!
All right, Raphael, good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody.
How you doing?
Fine. Good morning, my wonderful viewers. I love you guys. Dr. Engineer Hope Iyamu, good morning. Austin Agosha, good morning. Akimola Supo, good morning. Obi Real, Mr. Real, good morning. Mama in America, Mommy America in Israel, all of you. I'm greeting all of you now. Thank you for watching us, always. Mike, what do you have this morning?
Right,
or should I start with?
Let me talk, please.
Okay.
All right, Ukraine's grain donation to Nigeria is happening. That's what Peter Obi has told Nigerians.
Let me tell you, the story from Ukraine, the story that emanates from the angle of Ukraine has spelled another international shame for Nigeria. Nigeria as a country has turned to a beggar country, a country that is at war for 2 years now, like Ukraine. We should have been so sympathetic to them. We are the one to show sympathy. And Tinubu's regime has brought us this ridiculous far to accept food from Ukraine. Ukraine, we know, is the highest producer of not beans, wheat. Wheat does not mean that Nigeria should ridicule themselves begging food. That's what it means. We have vast arable land in the north, in the southwest, southeast, south, everywhere in Nigeria. Our land is fertile enough to yield food, agricultural produce. But today, we are at the receiving end. That is shame of a nation. Why? The Ukrainians, that small boy, that young man, Zelensky, watched on the CNN when Nigerian citizens are vandalizing truck laden with food items. It becomes sympathetic. The man and his wife become sympathetic. The Ukrainian, war-torn Ukrainian country became sympathetic that the most populous black race in the world is now begging. What a shame. I did not receive that news with happiness at all. It has reduced my person to my international friends. How could the Western world be seeing us now? They see us as beggars, hungry people. Mike, is a shame. And to worse it all, Worsen it all, they are now sending police, soldiers to all the warehouses in Nigeria, federal government warehouses, to secure those places, to avoid
Looting.
further or future occurrence, looting. Do you know that it is a shame? These people, nobody invited them. They saw us. What we are doing here, we are coming it, sending it abroad. The white are watching. The white world, they feel sympathetic. These people, they don't like hunger because they see food as nothing. That's why anytime they see people, some person scrambling for food, they feel too bad. How could a country we're supposed to be sending troops, food reliefs, and other items because they are at war? They are now the one helping us. Why is it like this? Northern Nigeria, why? Southwest, why? Southeastern Nigeria, what are you doing? South, what are we doing? Mid-belt, what are we doing? Why did we just allow ourselves this ridicule? Nigeria has been subjected now to international ridicule. It's too bloody cross that we are begging Ukraine food. Ukraine. That small boy and his wife single-handedly are fighting the giant country, Russia, the former Union Socialist or Soviet Republics, USSR. Imagine the concombility. Imagine the concom. See, Mike, let me tell you, I'm not feeling well because Tinubu administration has finished Nigeria. It means that you are there since 9 months, you are taking excuses. Why are you coming out to take excuses? Start work. Obasanjo started immediately in 1999. He started making difference, getting good results. Obasanjo did not say Abacha, Babangida, Abdul Salam. They did so thing. They sat on the money. No, Obasanjo worked. Why are we Nigerians ridiculing ourselves? This is another shame. I feel for Nigerians living outside. That's why I had to greet them before I start, because I know all of them, my friends, our viewers. May God be the one that will protect their interests there. Because if you're in Nigeria now, in abroad, these people, how are they going to look at you? We are giant of Africa, only mouth. Mike, there are enough vast land from here to Chagama that if Lagos State government or Southwestern State government embark on agricultural, plantain cultivation, tomato cultivation on those hectares of land from here to Ijebu or Chagamo, Oga, many youths will be employed. We will construct silo, what they call a silo, where they protect agricultural produce. They construct it and put those tomatoes there. They can last 10 years. They will not spoil. That will help Southwest. That is going to help Southeast, North, Mid-North, so that we will not bring ourselves to this shameless level in life. The most populous country in the world begging food from Western world. Is Ukraine land more fertile than African land? Why? Don't you see that young man is going through hell? He and his wife are fighting Putin. So blood money, suffering money. They are using it now to export. Oh my God. But logistics, are you going to pay? Me, am I going to pay? Is Tinubu going to pay them for logistics? After consumption of their agricultural product, wheat, they will pay for logistics. Hey, why is Nigeria still baby? We are behaving like baby. Nigeria is still baby. From cradle, we've grown above that level now. And look at how we are disgracing ourselves. And the CNN know they even change when they take this in on their news and show the world. The other day, truck loaded with building material was vandalized. I'm telling you, on the mid-belt today, everywhere, people are hungry. And these people say, had the infantry, every plenary section to talk in the house. Somebody like Ababio, all this thing is happening. They are not seeing it. It is a shame.
The story of Yoruba group, a particular Yoruba group, there's Yoruba welfare group, questioning Sunday Igboho over renewed threats to Fulanis. What do you feel about it? How do you feel?
Who is threatening? Okay, he's threatening to Fulani.
Yeah.
He's threatening Fulani.
Killings of Fulanis in the country.
Okay. Mike, let me tell you. If you could be in their shoe, in his shoe, Igbowochu. If I could be in Igbowochu, I will talk more than that.
Don't you think Igbo is kind of eating the polity again?
See, there is something that brought Igbowo to the news.
What brought
to
him
the limelight? Is Fulani's killing. Nobody knew Igbowo before.
And what brought him back to Nigeria?
What brought him back is to bury his mama.
Okay.
And when he came again, or when he was in Europe, he learned that Fulani has killed 3 Oba. Okay, let us in Nigeria stop beating about the bush or chasing the fly when we should be chasing the chicken. Igbowo did not offend. Nobody knows Igbowo in Nigeria. Igbowo was on his own. Fulani attacked 2 communities, Ibarakwa and the Gongo in Yoruba land, kill everybody. That's why that young man came out. So now he came to bury his mama. There is an issue, staggering big issue. The Oba in Kwara, a general in the army of this country, military of this country, Obas in Ekiti, I think Ekiti, 2 of them were slaughtered by this infidel that call themselves Fulani pigs. And you expect a warrior to just keep on looking. See, let me tell you, Igbowo is doing the right thing. Nobody should blame him. Anybody warning Igbowo is a coward.
And won't you advise him to tread carefully?
Let me tell you, he should be constructive anyway. But people like Fulani, you don't scratch them with small knife. You need big machete to scratch them. So Igbowo should be very constructive and listen to his Yoruba elders. But I'm not trying to tell him to turn to ice block.
Did you listen to yourself?
Myself?
You said he needs...
He's needed to.
No, you said he doesn't need small knife.
No, Igbowo does not need small knife to use scratch the Fulanis. The Fulanis need cutlass and machete, big machete to scratch people like that. It's an adage now. There are people who don't scratch with small knife.
And we are telling him to tread carefully.
Okay, let me tell you, what he's doing is right. You are the one that is telling me, is it not needed to be constructive and this? Now I tell you, say, he's supposed to use machete, they scratch them, no be small knife. Because Fulani, they are stubborn flies. They are more than that.
Okay.
So if you want to threaten Fulani, come out and tell them what you can do, so that they will go. See, let me tell you, Mike, the reason why Igbo land is Fulani free, had it been ESN is not there. Had it been ESN, listen to Fulani, Nigerian soldier and police, the whole Igbo man in the southeast, they would have gone all of them down. But they came out en mass and said, eyeball to Fulani, enough all this nonsense. So that's why we don't care. We are waiting for them to come. And anytime they come, we know how to do it. Mike, Igbowo is right, 100% right. He's talking as a warrior.
Obi described Obasanjo as true
father.
Patriot.
Yes.
Many are currently felicitating with the president. The former president at 87.
Yeah, that's
Chief Olusegun
Obasanjo,
former military president and former civilian.
Yeah, he has gone beyond patriarch. Obasanjo has gone beyond a patriarch now. He's getting to 90. So from 90, we are wishing him 100. He's a good man. Obasanjo, if you ask me, outperformed the whole other presidents that, ruled Nigeria from 1999 till date. Obasanjo scored the so-called general from Sokoto, Daura, that's Buhari. And you can see when a good man is celebrating, everybody will be rejoicing with him. I wonder what will happen if Mr. Buhari come out to celebrate whatever, how many years he is in the future. I wonder how many Nigerians that will celebrate. So Obasanjo is a good man. And when you are a good man, your good deeds will always speak for you. See, we wish him many, many years. I'm very, very happy.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Matthew, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Mike Adekunle.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right. It's happening for a country like Ukraine that is at war, donating grain to the giant of Africa, Nigeria. Is this disheartening to you? Is it downgrading?
To be quite honest with you,
disgrace? Is this an embarrassment?
to be quite honest with you, it's a national embarrassment. It's unfortunate. You see, if we say it, some people like Taudulade who want to attack us. Though the problem is not just about a Tinubu. When it comes to the inability of Nigeria to produce enough. I think it goes beyond this administration. But however I look at it, it is an embarrassment to Nigeria as a country, as a people. We are the most populous African nation. We have our workforce. We have arable land. We have no reason not producing any form of agricultural produce that is that grows naturally in this part of the world. Even the one you can even use modern farming system to influence. There's no reason why we should not be doing it. It's embarrassing that Ukraine is feeding us. But let me tell you the irony of the whole thing. At the end of the day, Nigerian government, as embarrassing as it is, Nigerian government will receive that grain, flour, wheat, as the case may be. At the end of the day, it will not get to the people. Do you know the indices to know? Look at the current cost of loaves of bread. And look at over time when they would have received it and according to them when they would have distributed it, whatever formula they want to use. At the end of the day, check and see whether the price of bread will come down. If it's not coming down, what does that tell you? Because this is a free grain, Abi. It implies that it was not given to the people. But directly, they were supposed to deal with Bakers Association of Nigeria to know how to give it to them so that they can drive down the cost of flour in Nigeria, so that the price of food that depend on wheat can come down. But for me, we have no reason, we have no need collecting donation from Ukraine if we get our fundamentals right. As unfortunate as it is, we have gotten here. And I pray that this embarrassment, this shame, will even trigger Nigerian government to look inward. But I know that the bash, the criticism they have been getting since yesterday, I know they're hiding their faces in shame. But you see why Tawadulede was asking me yesterday? He asked me a question. He said, if I like, let me count from here to tomorrow. The buses that run and CNG will not be collected from the chef. What we're trying to tell me is that it has to undergo through some process. That is not something that is already made. But I want to ask Tawadulede, the issue that has to do with $800 million that Muhammadu Buhari government borrowed on behalf of this administration. Because Muhammadu Buhari was borrowing, he didn't know the government that would come in. It was before the election. But his intention is that any government that come on board will use that money to cushion the effect of subsidy removal on gasoline, fuel. Because he already know that any incoming government will do it. Whether an Obi, whether a Tinubu, whether an Atiku will remove fuel subsidy. But how you manage the aftermath, I think that is the difference. Now, somebody like Tawadulede, I'm asking him, I know he now have access to some level of classified information. That $800 million that Muhammadu Buhari government borrowed from World Bank for any incoming government to utilize to cushion the effect of subsidy removal on gasoline, where is it? Have they used it? Who benefited from it? Another poser is the money that saw Betta Edu suspended, that she allegedly transferred into individuals' accounts that is supposed to be meant for the vulnerable in Ogun State. Ogun, Lagos, and Akwa Ibom. The argument is the one that is meant for other vulnerable in other parts of the country. Where is the money? I know Tawadulede should know better. Where is the money? Because when they said they were going to give 8,000 to the vulnerable, I think that one is not something you wait for a conversion kit like buses that run on CNG. Are they getting it? The money they wanted to give to small and medium scale enterprises, will that still be gotten from the chef? No. Is it a chef? Does it mean it's not? Does it take time? Like when what you are asking me that the buses that run on CNG will not be collected from the chef? Is that one not cash that they would have distributed? So for me, I think our problem is fundamentally leadership. It has always been there. It didn't start from this administration. Misappropriation of funds is our problem. Had a situation recently where local government chairman in a particular state, I will not mention the name, accused their governor of misappropriating funds meant for the local government development. Before you knew it, all the local government chairmen went and proceeded before the governor in particular, with Emma Binu. And their spokesman was eventually impeached, and as we speak, is under prosecution. So I'm trying to buttress that our problem is misappropriation of funds. Our problem is leadership. Noga have always maintained that all local governments in Nigeria, with the exception of Rivers State under Wike and Jigawa State under the last administration, are only two states that do not tamper with local government funds. I will have a government in place. Understand that Muhammad Buhari, as they made us to believe that he was a Superman. Even when he wanted to confront that monster to give local government autonomy, the state governors went against him and he rescinded that decision. Now we have a Jagaban. They now call him Jagaban of Africa in Asu Rock. He should confront these monsters.
All right, Yoruba Warfare said a few days ago that Sunday ago, the Yoruba Nation agitator will be eating the polity by, threatening the Fulanis. Of course, you see it in a series of videos online where Igbo was threatening the Fulanis, telling them to be careful. But the question I want to ask you now is that, of course, we are supporters of Igbo everywhere, all over the country. Even the Easterners are supporting Igbo.
Yeah, I'm a supporter of Igbo.
Yeah, supporter of Igbo. I know that. Now, they said their own. That's the Yoruba welfare groups. But I want to ask you this question. If we had 2 or 4 of Igbo, maybe as of 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, these Fulani herders were killing people in the southeast, southwest. Do you think the main cause we witnessed would have been sown animals like this?
It wouldn't have been as animals as that one. Then secondly, we need more of Igbo even now. Let me tell you, the group that is calling on Igbo to tread cautiously, the only way they will be justified is if those Marudas that killed those emirs in the southwest have been arrested and under prosecution. That is to say the government is working. The security agencies are working. That is the only way they will be justified to start calling on Igbo to tread cautiously. As long as they have not been arrested and under prosecution, they are still moving on freely, looking for the next target. I think a Sunday Igbo need to speak up. I've read where Sunday Igbo was telling the Obas in the southwest that they should support him to fight the security in the southwest. And I support him. Yeah. Because this is the time we are talking about state police. We are talking about rejigging the security architecture. People like Sunday Igbo should be given a role to play in the arrangements. Because we are seeing that this Sunday he has flair for. And if legally given that mandate, he can deliver. So for me, I'm not saying anyone should do anything outside the law, but we are seeing a Sunday Igbo that have passion for the protection of life and property. What is the government all about? The Constitution says that the welfare of Nigerians and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. I've had a situation where under Buhari, people were being killed. Fulani were operating unchallenged. And the Sunday Igbo rose to the occasion and we saw his impact. So for me, I think I salute his courage. And I welcome his idea that they should support him to fight insecurity if the government is not ready to do it. But we have a situation where the state governments, through the House of Assembly, can make laws to create security outfits. We have Amateku. A Sunday Igbo could be given a prominent role to play in that regard. I think he will give results.
All right, Obasanjo at 87. What do you have to say?
We give God the glory because it's only God that what it takes to keep us alive. So when you see someone celebrating another year added to his life, God is the one that takes the glory because apart from God, nobody can decide to live longer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we really appreciate viewers across the globe for watching this program today. I appreciate your contributions all over the world. Thank you so much. Tomorrow is another day. We're bringing you bystanders and to FAD. FAD, I don't understand what you mean by Mr. Mike. You should know better. Stop misleading the public on your platform. Who is misleading the public? You should be very, very careful of this comment you make on the comment section. Are you telling me not to ask questions from the people? This is a public opinion program. Please. And Abu Mosiah, please, let's be guided. Abu Mosiah, Africa, please, let's be guided. And to FAD, I have the right to ask questions. And people have the right to their own opinions on any issues going on in the country. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.